Okay, this video is for the half Turkish Get Up. There is also a full Turkish Get Up where you go from lying down to standing and lying down again. The half Turkish Get Up is a really great place to start. Still very challenging, very effective for core strength, shoulder stability, your entire core from shoulders through hips. We're going to be working everything, so the entire body is active in this exercise. I often initially teach this with somebody balancing their shoe or some light object on their fist to make you better aware of your stability and your control. Otherwise, definitely starting with a light weight and only working up as you're ready. We don't ever want to sacrifice form on this or rush through it. I'm going to demonstrate the exercise from both sides so that you can see what each side of the body is doing before this video is over. One of the important things with learning proper technique is you want to get in the habit of getting in and out of the position correctly from the beginning. It will seem a little silly with a very light weight initially, but once that weight gets heavier, it's going to be very beneficial to have already practiced using proper technique to get in and out of position. So what that technique is lying on your side and grabbing that weight with both hands and then rolling onto your back and pushing that weight up with both hands and making sure it's stable over your head before you let go with one hand. Whichever arm is holding that weight, you want to make sure that that knee is the bent knee. The other leg will be straight and out at an angle with a flexed foot and an active thigh, so pushing down into the ground with that leg. Other arm is palm down and approximately at a 45-degree angle out to the side. Okay, you want to pack that shoulder in, make it nice and strong, connected into your core. You're always reaching that arm up to the ceiling. It's going to try to drop down. You need to keep it reaching up. Okay, we don't want to add any stress to the low back, and we want to be in a strong position for the shoulder. Okay, foot placement, all the limbs, it's just going to take a little practice for you to figure out exactly where they need to be for you to be in your strongest position. Okay, so initially you're going to roll up and over to the other elbow. And you want to make sure that elbow's under your shoulder, this arm is punching straight up, and your chest is out. You have very strong, active posture. You're not sagging down. Okay, very lifted, very active. Going up to the hand, and then bridging the hips. Reversing that, sitting down, going to the forearm, slowly rolling down using your core. Okay, and then repositioning, packing those shoulders in again, making sure you've got all of your angles where they need to be. Okay, when you're all done, pulling that weight in, rolling off to the side. I'm going to switch sides. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that this time, the side that's facing the camera is the side not holding the weight. Okay, so still starting on my side, rolling onto my back, pushing that weight up. So now you're going to be able to better see. I may have to scoot back just a little bit. So now I want you to be able to see what the non-weighted side is doing. So roughly, well, we're out at an angle with this leg. This arm's maybe at a 45. Okay, very active. Going up and over. Okay, so now I'm on this forearm or this elbow. And then I'm going up to the hand, bridging those hips, getting a full extension, so not stopping here. Coming all the way up, squeezing my glutes. And then reversing that. Slowly coming down. Okay, some of the finer points, again, that I see people struggling with is really just limb placement or moving around too much. So what you're trying to learn is how to have all your joints stacked so you're strongest. So let me run through what that looks like. So when you're first leaving the ground and coming up and over. If you're looking at me from the back right now, my arms should be in a straight line. Okay, both arms. So if I'm here, I'm not in a straight line. So very active, lifted posture. And that elbow is right under my shoulder. It's not way out or way in. When I press up to my hand, I shouldn't really move that hand around. Most people do a big move of that hand, And you don't want to do that. You want to figure out where to put that arm from the beginning so that when you come up, you're in a strong position the whole time, so that when you bridge, you still have that straight line through the arms and through the shoulders. So that's where your strongest position is at, and that you're not compromising that strength by weakening the shoulder joint and reaching too far in one direction.